I had started my picking out the see if it's too loud. Okay. Whew. All right. Well, I hadn't started the speed test. Well, I started the speed test without League starting, but this is what I'm getting in ping right now. I did a little bit of research. The power line that's running through the top of this ADU unit is too close to the house. It's supposed to be about 8 feet above the roof access, which is literally about 2 3 feet. So that for sure is causing some kind of interference. On top of the fact that their towers is still weirded out. But this is why I'm still sticking around with them, because of what it could mean. The ping is still 11 milliseconds. Like, this is fucking rising bill. Download is 13. So this is better than the last 4 days that I've had it at like 0.5 to 1.5 megabytes per second. So for normal work without like video stuff, this is manageable. Uploads, this is the real. These two are the ones that are like kind of keeping me in the game. Is knowing that I have uploads of close to 70 megabytes per second and the ping of 11 milliseconds. So I'm like, we could just get this number to flip. I will be happy. Okay, but I just started League. And I know that the League servers are actually in Chicago. They say that they're running off a different server that's like closer here, but I think it's like pre-pinging from here to that server and then back to Chicago. It's supposed to provide a little bit more stability, but yeah, I'll figure it out. Which server is actually doing eventually. But see, even with my League being on, my download speeds are still 10 point, and so this one kind of varies anyways. Like it'll, I'm pretty sure it's probably going like from 8 to 15 or 16. Kind of averaging probably about the 10s, honestly. Oh, see, now it's going down on 8 since League is fully on, and I did the speed test, and I think it's kind of starting to overload the server. Particularly also because I'm also streaming, so that's the other side of it. But I mean, the first time I ran it, so I was still streaming, so I don't know. I'm gonna go TFT this time. I need to eat. I didn't eat, so I need to eat. Apples and bananas. But yeah, ping. Like anything below 20 is just godlike. It's good like ping. I mean, that's in Escondido, which is about, hour and a half from where I live. See, this is the speed test app. So I'm like, I want to. I'm going to go to like Chicago, Is this thing on then go? Maybe I'm just hitting that. I'm not hitting the option, but let's try the really California. Oh, that filter access probably would have had it. The option. We'll play right. And now the ping's 26. I'm like, okay, that's still manageable. It's workable. It's not a ping that's like so crazy out of the norm that I'm gonna be super pissed off. Because anything with a ping of like 20 to 40, high 50s, you're still happy. It's manageable, especially if it's safe. When it's pinging from like 50 and 50 and then 15 and 50, like in a consistent, that's unstable, and then even if you're getting good speed, it's gonna fuck your game a little bit. But a consistent ping is a ping that your computer can analyze and project, and that you can also anticipate while you're playing. Yes, I'm having a beer. Because I'm happy. Because the front house moved out, and I have been actually working hard on my own recovery, my own health, mentally getting back in the game, not just in terms of the actual video games, but actually working, doing my business stuff, establishing other sources of income. Like, my brain's just been firing and trying to catch up with so many things that I've neglected over the past 7 months. shit, actually longer than that. No, about 7 months now. A little bit longer than that, because the real situation happened back in September. But beyond, like it was a build up. Like all that shit happened. There was so much. I was already not happy with my whole living situation prior to the actual attack of my roommate, where he tried to fucking kill me. So I've been working on myself since then to just sort out that PTSD that he gave post the attack and so on and so forth. But but this small victory of the my tenant moving out in the front, who was significantly underpaying in terms of rent for the area, on top of it including utilities, which just fucking kills me. I mean, that was absolutely that I had no idea. I figured maybe her utility cost was $100, which already the rental price being so low, and then on top of the utility cost of 100, 200 maybe at the worst case scenario, I'm like, okay, it's not so damaging to my budget that I need to be upset about it, right? No. Oh my god, it was so bad. Just the amount of usage, the electricity usage, was enough to make anybody go like, what the hell's going on? Basically, her entire rent was going to. See, the ping over here is like 70s. It makes no sense to me. Absolutely makes no sense. Let's turn off the speed tester. I don't have my OneDrive kind of working right now because I didn't make it download a bunch of stuff right now. So that's why I'm really paying TFT as well. I don't know, these guys have to speak pretty well. You do have to kind of like get rid of them. Yeah, it's hard to double up on them too. Okay. 12 and there's I actually really prefer Pinterest bench, but you know they're beggars. Not that I call myself an actual beggar, but you know, I just did. In this elo, I make it a point to kind of fuck around with these guys, because early game, there's just so many of them that if somebody's focusing on getting these guys, it's very dangerous. These two is also dangerous. Like the elo is difficult for those two particularly. But if I'm able to get ammo, and the elo is anti-ammo squad, so it's not exactly like the best build, but it's not the elo is anti-ammo squad, and not a lot of people are using ammo squad, then in a way it does help a lot to be able to go ammo squad early. Oh, I just wanted him to ult. Ah, damn, he's dead, and he's not going to be able to go anymore. Alright, so my let's go. That's not bad. Let's lose this one. I can figure I'm going to lose. Probably could have won if I used my items, but we're good. In theory, I should not be doing this. But in other theory, we should. That way I established the ammo spot early. I don't like doing that. I did not like this. But I do have my two. Button high. I have that. I have this. I have that. Actually, all those items are really good for the overall speed thing. That's a great start. But as she's poking, she's healing them. These guys are level 2 and both each have items. Yeah. Come on. Prioritize the big guy from getting killed. Or not killed. Because if he ends up getting more health, he's actually able to do more damage in the long term. The TFT is a little bit of the balancing act of what you want to do early and what you want to do later, and taking out these things so that it's not recycling and you're not seeing higher levels. It can be very complex. It can be as complex as you want. But in the overall scheme of things, the more you do, the more you analyze, and then the quicker you act, the better chance you are to win. Okay, strategy game. I'm sorry, I can't see my chat. No idea why. I need to reconnect one system or another. But hopefully it's all streaming well enough. Yeah, kind of what's sad. Good items or not, because I also have my item bench, so it's not really as important. Okay. That's actually good for him. Maybe good for the Jinx. Thing. See? I just want her to start kicking ass and taking names and keeping these guys alive, so yeah. Use this right now. Should be much better later. And so this is what I mean about like taking early actions, just getting rid of these things, like your higher number lanes, so that those are on the slot, and then holding on to level 2s as long as you're still able to get your income possible, your highest level and ability to get income possible. In theory, you can get rid of this one, recycle, but I always wait to recycle to get to level 8, 10. And hold these other level ones so that the chances of these ones being recycled and put back into my slots is much lower. Like I said, it can get complicated as you want. So it's kind of like one of those strategic moves, whether or not you want to keep these so that they don't get recycled, or you want to cycle them so they do get recycled. I almost want to wait till the last minute. Wait, actually no, I don't want to wait till the last minute. If I make the decision now, then those get recycled while if and when these guys decide to refresh early, if they're refreshing early, so that those are what they see and what they take, and or wait, so they're not taking your guys. Like I said, it's complicated. It doesn't make a huge percentage of difference, but it does make a difference. All of those are extra little chances that you get, extra probabilities, extra chances of you being able to get a much higher level star in a much earlier range, which helps you to win early, helps you conserve LP, and helps you to overall win or have more chances of winning. And notice how these two, alright, so yeah, hold on. So I want to say that might be my satellite dishes just went down. I had it just loosely put because I'm converting my satellite dish into being able to pick up my library's Wi-Fi signal. So I put it in a position and I put rope around it. So But the rope is pretty flimsy. You decide to go on them, you gotta do it hard and fast. Ooh, yep. So if you're able to get them up and out like that. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, because we already have the ribbon in here. Because we're gonna need her. If not her, Bane. Or that rather. Then she's already there and available. But I want to choose like her. Take this one and have to reset. Actually, you know what? Okay. And we get it for your seconds. Awesome. Awesome. Now we're only one away from silence. Okay. Fucking awesome, actually. And that gave me a silence. So now, yeah, that's awesome. I am a happy camper now. Fuck yes. Now we just wait. Actually, go that, and then we hold on these four, because we were not going to get that, and then we do damage above there, so we have above 5. So, in theory, even if we lose, having and utilizing your items as early and to the right champs, obviously, because you don't just want to utilize and waste items on champs that you're not really going to use, and that ultimately their items are not what you really want for the other champs they're going to use, or that they don't actually, best suit your champs and how you use them. Anyway, you want to be able to use them as soon as possible so you're not losing life points. You have better chance of either winning, or if you lose, you're not losing as much life. But notice how I haven't bought any experience, still level 5, because most of these lower tiers, like the masses, you can only get in levels, in lower levels. Okay, masses you can only get, but you're only and more likely to get around those low levels. Yeah. That's the only thing I don't want. If I lose, then yes, cycle, so that way you get extra coin. If not, then, pull these out so that your cycle, you keep them out and you know that they're away. So that my hazards can potentially pop up. The other thing is, if your aim is, it also depends obviously where you're taking, but if your aim is to get like the 1s into level 5 early on the game, then you also want to take away, if all possible, the level 1s of cycling. And you want to cycle out and put back in rotation. I want Banes. Banes is a champ that everybody tends to grab and utilize. See, one of the first grabs. I'm not too worried in terms of item utilization. I just want the most out of these two. Just because I have that. I mean, I could be like 1 or 2 rounds in. Ability power on. But here, like, I'm not, even though I do want a Jinx, it's not my priority. Early on in the game, I want to get rid of these ones. So I want to pick up these ones. Then I get a 19 right now, depending if I win or lose. I'm gonna hold on to this just in case, but depending on whether I win or lose, I'll put it on as is or whatnot. Well, that size is level 3, but yet he may start a little bit early on the amount of damage, but he doesn't actually end up taking all the damage. Or I mean, being the top damage leader, even though he has level 3. But he's not a carry tank. He's a tank. He has health and regeneration. And that's what you want as your frontliner to go ahead and absorb and take cold damage early on. Great. Again, priority is on this particular to get your income up, because that you can guarantee is that you are having extra income. By the fact that you're having 5 of whatever other champs, you're just slowing down the other guys from getting those champs. And you're controlling the flow of the 1 point from recycling into your system. But at the end of the day, you do still want your higher income possible as quickly as possible. Like I said, complex rules and equations, but if you utilize them, you act on it, and you're constantly adapting, you'll notice that you're going to win just about every fucking game. Honestly, like TFT, like higher premium champs will, or not players adapt and use this strategy, whether it's consciously or unconsciously. Because that's just the best way to win. For me, I've always leaned towards any champ rotations that are long-term benefits. So Animal Plus O is a long-term benefit type of builds, right? Doesn't it? Oh, wait, no. Hey. Damn, you have to go on rotation. So now I have the, the options of it, but I'm seeing that Jinx is not really coming up very often, and I don't need level 1s anymore. So honestly, make a difference right now. Maybe should have kept him. Maybe. Oh, he's adapted my shit. It's actually pretty far along, especially with Bane. But with Animal Squad, the worst thing you can do is try to upgrade, and have you at a higher level early, because I'll get my Nazes and my Salads level 3 early, and I'll start winning more. So, yeah, it's a pain in the ass that he's so far along with Vayne, so, and probably Jinx. Ooh, thank God I didn't click on it. See, because of this attack damage, front rows, they're tanks. They're not supposed to really get attack damage, so that's what I get screwed up. 15 armor and ability power, maybe. So between these two. Like, this one affects everybody. This one only affects front row. I'll go Celestial Vesting. I'll go with him right now. Just for now. I also gave these two for Ribbon. I don't really care for this individual items, but right now I want to lead into level 7, maybe, and then try to focus on Jinx. God damn, another person chose picking up Animal Squad, so he probably saw my build. He probably saw him still put high 90s, which means I'm secondary. He's number 1, so now he's like, Animal Squad's not his build. He doesn't give a fuck about Animal Squad, but he's targeting me, realizing that I'm likely going to be his competition if he stays on top the entire time. So, what do? Target the champs that the opponent's picking. So I know that he's probably in a little bit more of either Smurf TFT player. As a matter of fact, yeah, I need to switch my strategy, and I got completely, as I'm explaining it, overlooking that idea. Is that I don't really want to hold these number ones anymore because I already have all the number ones I wanted. I gotta switch my strategy to holding number twos, maybe even number threes. That. Oh, okay. Great item for not a perfect item, but great item. Maybe started early, but stays behind. Still live with heal. And because she's a duelist, and by the time I bring in my Bane, she'll stack up. And then she'll be able to heal. I mean, it's getting this blade on a duelist is great, like, but I think the forgot what the name is, but the one that as you hit you stack up to 3 and then you gain that extra 20 boost of mana on a duelist, especially one that you're kind of maneuvering to survive. Kind of want to hurt. He's still there. Now he doesn't know what he wants. Actually, that would have been my number 3, but that's yay. And my whole 2s. Absolutely can. Recycle the 1. Probably not exactly for now, really. So, and 3s and 2s are the ones that I want to hold on to since I get 50s anyway, so. I would recycle that one if I had another option to bring in another champ. And most of the time I actually get rid of the Jinx, especially since I'm seeing that she's not being cycled in. He's not a strong enough champ, especially in the back line, to carry. He's not terrible. And actually in this scenario, since I did get the Anima Squad emblem, I'm gonna actually opt to keep her. Typically I actually would get rid of her until I just I get one more Anima Squad, and again I get my Anima Squad of 7, whereas I get 60% attack damage and ability power. That extra little bump, especially because of the builds and the general build that I do with Anima Squads. The last or the secondary champ builds are very much optional. It's got me pondering. I could go one more, but it doesn't matter. When it comes to experience, it doesn't really matter when you do it. Well, actually, it does if you're close enough to that, but for now, it doesn't matter. Like, just more. Don't have enough coins and things to shit it. And I'm not enough of a desperation mode to, not have enough shit. And you notice how these semi-anima squads, semi-other builds are falling hard. I'll get this anima squad. They'll cycle back in. It's gonna be harder, it's gonna be more of a pain in the ass, but they'll cycle back in. Then Link Streak. They might have actually adapted anima squads to be a little bit semi-elo on this. The issue then comes that the system starts realizing that you're doing that. So it'll start countering your ability to get the type of champs that you want. In theory, if the geniuses in Riot made the probabilities equal and correct, with a strategy of you cycling it and keeping those certain champs still increases your probability, you should still be able to get Silas and Nalu early enough, as long as you're acting well enough and quickly enough, and there's not a whole lot of other people trying to do the same build you are. But that's also why the correction phase happens, is because they intrinsically try to block you from. So they, I guess not block is the right word, but That was what I want here. Careful. Wait, that's pretty fine. I mean, when I really think about it, since I'm not really going to make a Jinx that type of carry, I don't need to focus on her, on cycling her. So the quicker and faster I get to level 8 and 9, then I can pick up more MS, then I can win. If they're picking them up faster than I am, then yes, it becomes an issue. And this guy's almost like, if I killed him, he would have dropped everything, so I would have been able to get everything, but still. Probability of me getting them is much higher anyway. 3. Enough. No. Oh, wait, there. I'm just like, what am I missing in my brain? There we go. I'm missing that as well. Actually, what people miss, even though she's not a duelist, is that she is an ace. And so if he's hitting them, I'm not gonna write down so I can show you guys. Whatever. It's not gonna let me. Yeah, I guess I could have cycled and helped myself, but just like I want to focus on the 2s right now, but it's a little hard to. Let me end. So you start healing. When you have level 3s and you put enough items in defense items, having somebody that heals, especially when you have multiple ones that heal, they like, you see, they're surviving, and the fact that they're animal spawns and they're surviving and they're getting killed and they're increasing their health as you go along, like, it's just amazing. Bonus health is 435. That's half of Warmog item, you know. By the end of this round, I should have probably around 800. Duelist, I can only make her duelist. Yeah, either one of these two. One of these two. Honestly, Jinx could be a badass duelist. Ultimate, since she has that and that, I mean, she won't be that strong in terms of her ult, then she'd be able to hit hard, fast, and do her ult. So, you know, it's not the best overall items for them, but hey, I am not pro level. Honestly, I do want to get collection too, so we're gonna do these. Like one of those. Because the other animals, I'm not really too worried on the higher end. The further we go in, see these 3, now it's 4. This guy just got Silas level 3, but he's another animal squad and he just fucking failed, so now that Silas level 3 is going to be available. There's a little bit of a discrepancy on that. I haven't really decided whether or not I want to do level 3s on those, because the general strategy still works. if you're getting level 1s once and then you're evolving them into level a 2-star level 1, then you're still having 3 for the slot of 1, keeping them away from the cycling. So when you're looking for these ones early on in the game, it makes sense. But when you're cycling these ones and you turn these two into level 3s, the theory's still there, but you're losing a coin every time. I mean, I guess at this level it's not that big of a deal, but it can be. Especially when you need those coins to get to level 9 faster so that you can eventually reach your goal. I'm not really worried about the 3s. I do want to get Jinx level 2 sooner before I reach level 9, but I'm kind of already seeing that that's not going to be a possibility, so if my slots get too full, I'll get rid of her really quick. Quote unquote, really quick. What I should have done is vault Senna. I'm kind of regretting that now. But regardless, he is the frontliner and have her on the field, so it's worth. Yeah, Senna. So, yeah, it's not worth it, honestly. At least I don't think it's worth it. I am, honestly. Redemption. Alright, well, I'm already top 4, and I just destroyed this guy by hard numbers. Now I'm top 3. I may actually win this one, depending on how far this guy is. So what is he doing? Oh shit, he is flying, huh? Yeah, so I'm gonna have to start holding on primes now. That's the other thing I actually started thinking and implementing about this strategy much later than I should have. I don't think I got any on those art primes. Yeah, it's worth losing that extra coin so I can just have that extra sauna out there. Both me and him. So I'm undergoing. Wow, he has a very unique build. He knew exactly what he was doing really early. It's almost like he had already seen the pattern of where he was going to land and just took the best advantage of it. And obviously start blocking my guys, because he did start picking out my guys. Alright, well, that's fine. Block again. That. They already saw me shift. So I'm going to reshift it. I'm assuming he switched it back. Yeah. See? He was over here. Because I do that too. He's smart enough to figure it out. He knows his strategy. I have a very worthy opponent at the end. It's actually a good team figure. I'm going to lose a couple of these early rounds. I can probably lose one, maybe 2 more. Low 4. really wish I had gotten that Genius blade. Like where it is. Yep, there we go. Would actually be taking on these little fours. Do I do a thing? Probably. Yep. 2, 4. That's 4 duelists. Like, what the fuck, Riot? I got 4 duelists. Know your shit. Now I gotta go on. Oh, what the piss. Ooh, I actually like Kirkov better. Maybe. Give me. No! Damn it! If I survive, I may have an option later. There it is. I have to win hard. Or I have to take out there most of their champs. Which I did not. So I don't think I'll survive. Or at least, you know, the strategy's still sound. You're not going to win and dominate because he definitely lucked out and picked the right champs much earlier and much faster than I did. So he deserved to win. He knew exactly what he was doing. Probably got a little bit lucky in terms of his items as well. I got pretty lucky in terms of items, so I can't really complain about that. Definitely gave me a chance, which is more than enough that I can say about most of Riot's matchups with me. Can't exactly get pissed off about it, just because I didn't win first place. But that was better. He also identified what the system was finding the problem. The system will put you on a certain type of rotation that gives you more opportunities for certain chances. Ooh, and I did not notice the video frame off. I apologize. Not at the top of my game in terms of streaming yet. Oh, that's right, my chat. What the hell's going on